Good morning, my beautiful diamonds. SheilaTruelove here with you. It's 3:55 a.m. in the morning. Can't sleep, so I might as well be productive. I may as well. Yeah, you know, why the 4B movement is scaring the living daylights out of these men of today. I've been looking at some videos, some clips here, where you have some people who think that the 4B movement is not going to be successful. And then you have a lot of these men who realize, yeah, don't sleep on these women, honey, because these women are literally sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're tired of the drama. They're sick and tired of being stressed out all the time. They're tired of being abused. And that's why this 4B movement is taking off universally, and it's growing fast. Now, and I'm not 100% for the 4B movement 100%, but I do stand by a lot of the things that they're speaking out for. Like, instead of making a man the center of your world, start to decenter these men. The 4B movement is pretty much, you know, about women supporting women. Just recently, I know of two sisters who just bought a house. And then I think about the Delaney sisters. These were two sisters who lived to be 104 and 109 years of age happily. They did not have no man as the center of their life. They lived together and they just took care of each other because, as we know, women are very nurturing, very loving, and very kind. And the more the 4B movement grows, you're going to see more and more women hurting each other less and less. And they're going to start supporting each other. But anyway, let me show you one of the main reasons why the 4B movement is scaring the hell out of these men. Okay, here we have it. Listen to what Congress. This is too funny.
Congress just warned the United States on how the infertility rates have been drastically dropping, and just within the next few years, there will actually be more deaths than births.
We got a problem. And it's all something almost no one here ever talks about. We're not having children. United States fertility rates have collapsed. This number's wrong. It's our latest number for last year is not 1.64, it's 1.63. France has a higher fertility rate than the United States. Even when you adjust for their immigration population, they still have a dramatically higher fertility. Most of Western Europe looks like us, and we're worse than a whole bunch of the world. How do you and I set public policy so 25 years from now? Remember, Social Security is substantially a pay-as-you-go system. Today's workers are functionally paying for today's retirees. The trust fund was the shock absorber. Trust fund is disappearing. But my future generation of workers is going to be smaller. And you're already seeing this in school districts all over America, where the number of students they have are shrinking. Are we willing to have the really interesting discussion of, okay, are there things we could do economically to make it so family formation, so there's more children? There's things we could do to help, but almost every country it's tried has not been able to change fertility rates. There's, I think in Hungary, I think I saw something that, you know, third child, they buy you a house, fourth child, you get some sort of like prize, and it's barely ticked up their fertility rates. It's a really difficult question happening all over the industrialized world. So if you can't really change it, do you actually build public policy to deal with it?
Congress just warned the United States on how the infertility rates have been drastically dropping, and just within the next few years, there will actually be more deaths than births.
Now, this is not you. First of all, this man don't care about women. He really don't give a damn about women. He is more interested in women being baby making machines. Okay, they need to get rid of this character here. They keep telling women don't have kids if you can't afford them. And now that women are starting to listen, they have a problem with that too. You see how he's more concerned that within 25 years, they're not going to have workers because no one is having babies in the United States. But that's not only in the United States, as I'm going to show you. you have a lot of women in other countries who are saying, oh no, we're putting an end to this nonsense. You have Koreans, Japanese, Chinese women. Where do you think the 4B movement originated? Korean women. Sick and tired of this nonsense. You know? Now, when people can't afford it, you can't even afford cereal for dinner these days, let alone go around trying to have children. Why don't you buy us a home? Make sure we have a good car. We have an amazing paycheck. We get paid enough so that we can take care of our responsibilities and our mental health. Then maybe you'll have women start caring more about having children. Another factor is that women are not trying to end up a single baby mama. When they start making that a felony to cheat on your spouse and not taking care of your kids that you created, because men, they only understand consequences. Make that a felony with a 7-year, your first offense is 7 years in jail, and you don't get any parole, just straight time. And then these men will start waking up and watch who you laying up with and making babies with. You want to sit up here, Congress, basically Republicans, and you want to control women's body. No abortion this, no that, no this. Why don't you control these men's body and recommend vasectomies? Once you have 2 or more children, yeah, it's time, it's mandated. You have to have a vasectomy. Now what? You want more children? Find a woman who already have children. You already have children. And now let's put that in order and put that in place, Congress. And for the men who think that the 4B movement is not going to take off and it's not going to work, let's listen in. So you're always going to have some men who are stuck on stupid. The 4B movement is not going to work. I know you're always going to have pick-meshas out there, honey, but men don't really want no pick-mesha. Most of these pick-meshas have mental illness. They are severely on antipsychotic medications. They have all kind of emotional issues. And most men are not going to stick with that, sweetheart. But anyway, let's check this out. And first of all, this dude, he feels that it's not going to work. And he feels that all women are stuck on stupid. All women are, weak-minded and gullible. And I don't know. Anyway, let's listen.
The 4B movement is not going to work in the United States of America. It's not.
Well, you heard it here first. The 4B movement is not going to work here because of a small subset of pick-meshas, okay? The pick-meshas are going to ruin the 4B movement for all of us. But the funny part is that if these guys actually wanted pick-meshas, don't you think that Pearl of Pearly Things would be married with kids by now? Isn't she in her early 30s? Like, hasn't she hit the wall yet? Guys don't want pick-meshas.
Nope.
They want educated, independent, career-driven women that they can chop down to their size. And so that...
And she's right on that. The only men that don't want independent, career-oriented women who know how to hold their own and know how to take care of themselves, are men who are very abusive, very controlling, very domineering. Those are the only men who are going around promoting, let me take care of you. You don't have to work. No, your whole survival should depend on me, sweetie. Ladies, please don't fall into that trap.
They can feel like the leader. That's really what they want. They don't want the pick-meshas, because if they wanted the pick-meshas, there'd be nothing to worry about. You could continue on the human race with your pick-meshas and everything would be hunky-dory. Women are saying, some women, that they're just not fucking with guys anymore. Period. End of story. And they're well within their rights to do so. For me, I'm not fucking with y'all anymore. Guys bring nothing but stress and drama into my life, and I choose peace. And a lot of women are choosing peace. So
Isn't that what I've been promoting, ladies? 1 Corinthians chapter 7, sweetheart. God has never lied. He never lies, sweetheart. 1 Corinthians 7. Get your Bible. Run, go get your Bible and read it. The Bible says if you get married, you'll do okay. But if you stay single, you will do even better. And you see, there are a lot of women who are waking up to this 4B movement who are just not dealing with men anymore. They're choosing peace over drama. They're choosing independence and freedom over a ball and chain. They're choosing joy and happiness over pain, misery, and suffering. And the only women who are still out here pecking around looking for drama, abuse, and misery are women who have something wrong with them. Something's got to be wrong with you when you're still walking around here, supposed to be an adult and a grown-up, and you still believe in fairy tales. You're living in fairy tale land. It's sad and it's pathetic.
That means that the birth rate goes down, and if that means the human race eventually dies out, then that's what it means. I don't care.
Me either.
I don't care. Women don't care anymore, and you're not listening to us. You never listen to us. We're tired of the hypocrisy. Okay, we're tired of men getting women pregnant, buggering off, and then looking down upon them, and they never hold themselves or their friends accountable.
That's right.
We're done getting married, having kids, and then later divorcing, and then getting to hear, well, you couldn't keep your marriage together. Now you're a single mom. That's sad. We're tired of going into a dating relationship and sleeping with a man and then him being like, well, what's your body count? Are you a high-value woman? I don't want to sleep with a woman that has a high body count. Meanwhile, you guys have been whoring around for centuries.
Hello, girlfriend. Hello, girlfriend. What's your body count? No, sir. What's your body count? Because I want to know how many demons exactly are you carrying around. I want to know. I'm going to call him Flipper. Flipper means they're constantly changing their moods. They're constantly switching from all the different, soul ties. What is your body count? And if you have a high body count, let me tell you what SheilaTruelove's body count is. Mine is 8. Like I said, I can count how many men I've been with and still have some fingers left over. Mine is 8. I've always been in long-term relationships. I've had like 4 major, and maybe a couple of hit it, whatever the hell, 4 of those. And I learned from those. You know what I'm saying? But I know my body count. What's yours? Because any man who has a body count of more than 12, I'm not interested. And the reason why I say 12 is because in the Bible, 12, 7, 10, and 12 symbolizes completeness. If you have a body count more than 12, no thank you. Because you know what? You're a whore. And you can't trust a whore. I don't care what gender you are. You can never trust a whore around your sister, your mother, your brother, your cousins, nobody. I don't want no whore. You can't turn no husband and no whore into a husband. Like they claim you can't turn a whore into a housewife. First of all, I don't want to be nobody's housewife. I'm a Proverbs 31 baby. She was never no stay-at-home mama and no stay-at-home wife. She was a businesswoman. She had maid servants helping her run a household. So she knew how to delegate. She was business all the way. So talking about a housewife, you could kick rocks. But my point is, don't sit around casting stones. Take a look at you. People who live in glass houses should never throw stones. Don't sit up here and try to put all of this pressure on women, because we're going to flip the script and we're going to put the pressure right back on you. What's your body count, demon? Flipper? Because it's just a matter of time before his personality keeps flipping over to the different kind of women that he's been laying up with. Constantly throwing off your pH balance. You don't know what kind of STD. Mainly check for chlamydia and trichomonas. Those are the main 2. That's how a lot of these clowns are getting busted. When the wives are going to the clinic, hopefully every 4 to 6 months, ma'am, you got trick. Ma'am, you got chlamydia. Okay, you know you haven't been cheating because you're not that type of female, that type of lady. Not a female, but that type of lady. So you already know Dusty has been out there with community eggplant. What's your body count? And I could tell a man who hates women because he sleeps, he has a high body count. That's a man who either prefers men, he's a DLT, or he's a misogynist, a narcissistic misogynist. If he has a high body count, red flag, see ya.
Totally fine. Right? You're so concerned with the human race, yet most of you guys do not fucking stick around to raise your kids.
Hello.
And you don't take responsibility for that. You rather, throw the parent that actually stayed and did the work under the bus, like they're the villain in the story.
I agree with that part too. And that also applies to these adult children, who sit around and talk about my mother's toxic, my mother ain't no good. She stuck around and did the hard work while your daddy drove off in the sunset living his best life. So be careful with that one, ladies, because I find that a lot with women. They get a man. Ooh, I found something better came along. Bye, mom. Bye, toxic. Bye, MFer. Bye, sucker. I got a man now and I don't need you. Yeah, my mom, she's toxic. She stuck around though. She stepped up to the plate. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. You fathers go on bringing up these kids. It's not your mother's job to raise you anyway. But she did stick around. So be careful how you talk about your mother. The same way you could put up with these toxic, no good demons, that's the same compassion and consideration you should give your mom. I'm just saying.
Tired of the hypocrisy. So some of us women are saying we're not fucking with you anymore.
Hello.
And oh well, we don't care what you think. We don't care. Go get your pick-me-sha and just leave the rest of us alone. Simple, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay? We don't care what you think. Whether or not you support the movement or you don't, we don't care. That's it.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We just don't. I love that. Thank you, a beautiful lady. I love how she's a part of the sisterhood. To me, you're a part of the sisterhood when you no longer give a damn about these dudes. You don't center a man like he's your be-all to end-all. You don't see a man as your savior. You depend and you trust in Jesus Christ. Isaiah chapter 54, verse 5. Those are eagles as far as I'm concerned. Anytime you depend and trust Jesus, you are an eagle, honey. But anyway, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yes. Now I want to show you that this is not just going on in the United States. And I'm speaking about the 4B movement. And yeah, men should be scared. You should. Yeah. But check out what's going on in Russia and how the women are being treated over there. This 4B movement is taking off, and it's taking off fast. Listen in. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now this is a beautiful young lady who is from Russia. And listen to what's going on. This is what's going on. It's not just the United States, baby.
Hey, you.
Russian women don't want to have kids because fathers are not responsible for their children. And most of the time, if you have kids, you're going to divorce and you're going to be the only responsible parent for your kids. Look at the divorce rates in Russia. And unfortunately, having a child in Russia, almost 80% means that you're going to become single mom, and not all women have this financial ability to raise kids alone. Russian men are doing everything possible to don't be involved with child support. They will quit their job, they'll move to another country, or do everything possible to pay extremely low amounts. Of course, there are normal families, but man raising his kids is only question to his moral code. Literally, absolutely nothing else. And family traditions in Russia are not super strong, I would say. That's why a lot of Russian women are moving to Turkey, or they prefer Caucasian husband, Korean husband, a husband where family traditions would be stronger than in Russia.
Unfortunately, she's going to find out when you move to Turkey and Korea and to Caucasia and all these other places, you're going to find the same thing, my beautiful friend. But anyway, she still has some growing and learning to do. And hopefully when, reality, unfortunately, smacks her in the face and she see that this is universal, how these men are behaving, because you can speak to the women in Turkey, in Korea. She said they're moving to looking for men in Korea. Where do you think the 4B movement stemmed from? Korean women who don't want to be bothered. But she still is walking around a bit sleepwalking. But she'll see. She'll see. Let me share one more clip with you. Now this here clip, it just shows you how one-sided men are. You took your children's father away from them. No. You don't have to live in a house with a man in the house. Co-parenting is a beautiful thing. She didn't choose to take the father away from these kids. The father made that choice by not cooperating. Anyway, let me share. And I love her. What is this? She's awesome. Her name escapes me at the moment, but let's listen in.
So did you?
So let me get this straight. Because you didn't want to do chores, you took your children's father away from them. And now that you're single or divorced, you are still doing those chores, right? You're still doing all the same exact amount of work. It's just now your kids don't have their dad.
Hey, I have an idea. Instead of guilting someone into staying with you just for the sake of your kids having a dad, why don't you put that energy into actually being a good one? Because a happy woman will always be a better mother. So if you cared about your children, then you'd actually participate in your home so that their mother could feel supported. And if you're a dad worth having, then why would you want the mother of your children to spend her time caring for you when you're perfectly capable of caring for yourself? She can't spend her time being a mother if she's too busy picking up your slack as a dad. And you're not doing what's in the best interest of your children if you're forcing your wife to split her time between mothering you and mothering your kids. And how dare you make the decision to leave a bad partner sound like a simple one when women spend years sacrificing their souls in the interest of keeping their families together? Do you know how ridiculous it sounds to tell a woman that she should have stayed in a bad marriage because she has to do laundry anyways? Because not only does it obviously take more time to do laundry for 3 than it does to do it for 2, but she also had your children with the expectation that you'd be parenting them together. She didn't sign up to be parenting you. I mean, do you also think that she should be changing your diaper because your kids need a diaper change too? But women don't leave men over laundry. They leave men who would rather lose their family than wash their own clothes. If a woman chooses to do it all alone, then it's usually because you never let her experience what it meant to do it all together. And there's no reason to stay married if you're already a single mother, especially when that man spends the day acting like your child, but still expects to be treated like your husband when you finally get into bed at night. You're always so quick to try and make a woman feel bad for taking a child's father out of the home, but you don't feel bad at all for sucking the life out of their mother by making her be everything for everyone and nothing for herself. So listen, I will always support a 2-parent home when it's possible, but I'll also be the first person to tell you that 2 parents can create a broken home just as easily as a single parent can make it together one. And shame on you for implying otherwise.
And there you have it, my beautiful diamonds. And what this dusty man don't understand is, yes, she's still going to have to take care of the home, and she's still going to have to do most of the work in the household. But what he never took time to analyze or realize is that she's doing it now. She has peace. She has peace. And even though she's still doing it all, she doesn't have some grown, dusty, man-child to constantly stress her out, create drama, abuse the hell out of her, bully her around the house. She now has peace. And you know how they always tried to make it seem like it was just ebony women, black women, melanated women, whatever you choose to call us, women of color. They always saying that black women are so difficult. Black women are blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants a black woman. Why? Because they know damn well that black women are not going to put up with your BS for so long. And now you see that all women all over the world universally are starting to wake up, and they're starting to see things the way the ebony woman has been seeing it. That's right. They don't want black women too much because they're looking for people who they can easily manipulate. Women they can easily turn into their house slaves, into their floor mat, into their sucker. They're caretakers. And black women, we will work with you. Hell yeah, we are hardworking women. But we have boundaries. And not all women all over the planet are starting to develop boundaries, honey. And that's why the 4B movement is taking off in record numbers. In record numbers. I've always been a feminist, as most of us are. If you believe that women should have the same rights as a man because we're human beings just like you, we have desires, we have feelings, we have wants, and we have needs just like you, it's called being a human being, then you are a feminist too. But I just wanted to, let me just read some of the notes here. Nope, doing less because I didn't have to pick up after him. Yeah, so she is doing less. She don't have to pick up after him. She says, another woman, Sandra, my house is way neater, cleaner, and organized as a single mom than when I was a married woman. So her house stays more organized. Another woman said she sees it the way I do. I may still have to do chores, but I'd be doing them in what? Peace. Another woman says, I told my ex, if I'm going to do it all alone, I may as well just be alone. Hello. Let me see. And then another woman says, my ex told me, I told you being a single mom would be hard. And I said back to him, yup, it's literally as hard as when I was married to you. What does that tell you? Okay, and another woman says, I hate it when this man comes out and talk about your chores. My chores. Baby, please. Take out the garbage. Put them in the garbage and then take out the trash. If I split up with my fiance and kid's dad, I would have double the work and a lot less sleep. That's the point of being a partner. But when you have a man and he's not a partner, you might as well be alone. Hello. Let me see what else. Lastly, Rachel says, I was one of those women who lost her soul to keep her family together. She always felt like she was a single mom. She says, I left a year ago and my son has never seen me more happier, and he loves that mama spends more time with him instead of having to babysit this grown. Oh, child, please. Let me see another one. Let me read one more here. Not only are my kids better off since I left, but I'm no longer angry about doing my housework that I'm supposed to be split with a partner. I just get them done. Okay, so she no longer minds doing it anymore because she does it in peace. Like I said, there's nothing worth more in this world than having peace. And you think about all the hard work and time that a woman spends in building up these men. You know, the way I see it, we should have charged them. We should charge them. You know, it's called being a life coach. That's a job, sweetheart, building them up, trying to keep them motivated, lighting a fire under their behind. Yeah, child, it's exhausting. So in closing, my darlings, yes, the 4B movement is scaring the hell out of men because it's taking off really, really rapidly. And women are choosing themselves. They're choosing to be happy. They're choosing to buy houses with other women, you know, and I'm not trying to promote homosexuality, but I do promote looking out for your own gender. And there you have it, my beautiful diamonds. Go out there and sparkle and shine like the beautiful diamonds that Jesus Christ created you to be. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.